change that. Change that.
You know what I mean?
I guess.
Yeah.
The right club, right?
Okay.
It's like your mom would sound like your Good.
I just wanna play, I wanna sing my song, I just wanna run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still, I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream, no one's taken that from you, only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside, look deep into your heart, and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming.
Good morning, Celebration Center.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome on this rainy Sunday, almost into December. Happy belated Thanksgiving and all of that. Hope you are recovered from all your overeating. Nobody does that here. So I'm Jen Fay, one of the practitioners here, and I'll be your host and practitioner today. Let's just take a moment to breathe. Let's take a full breath. Fill your lungs all the way up. And just let out a sigh. Ah. And again. Ah. I love the way the breath can shift so powerfully how we feel. Bringing your awareness to the crown of your head, I want you to remember that we're all open at the top. Yes? Yes. And so I want to say thank you for being here today, those of you in the room and those online. If you're in the room, suggested that you turn your ringer off, but you can keep your phone on if you want to participate in the discussion or chat. And also, thank you to our amazing tech crew, Ivor and Nico. Yay! We could not do this without them. Thank you to Lynn, who is providing music today. Yay! I'll be assisting. She's still looking for her octopus song. I'll be, as I said, I'll be your host and practitioner today. Yay! Just so you know, this service is being recorded so that you can watch it later or others can watch it later. And it's time for our opening song.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you will join in singing with us. This is called Thank You for This Day, and it's from a Native American chant, and it was adapted by Karen Drucker. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for the earth, Spirit. Thank you for the earth. Thank you for the earth, Spirit. Thank you for the earth. The beauty of the earth. The beauty of the earth. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. I'm grateful 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 for this life.
Thank you, Lynn. So I just want to remind you that you can make prayer requests, and you can do it through the website. You can do it through the cards that are on the table. I thought there was one here. Over there, and you can ask. You can ask me after service or one of the other practitioners. We love to pray with people. Please join me in our purpose statement. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of all life. So I reminded you at the beginning about being open at the top, and this is according to the Science of Mind archives. Ernest Holmes used the idea of being open at the top to reflect his belief that the Science of Mind philosophy is a living, breathing set of ideas that can be expanded upon, and that the Science of Mind philosophy is always evolving. This gives us the freedom to spiritually transform and through following what we're drawn to, getting our own inner guidance. And it also suggests that no one person has the ultimate spiritual authority. Being open at the top encourages us to never become rigid or dogmatic, but instead always be open to new truths and higher understandings. Amen. Quote from the book Rooted, which is the recommended book for this month, by Lynn Hopt. There is a trust between human and animal. The contract for that trust is not written by the human. The animals are the author of that agreement. The relationship is on the animal's terms. And if you've ever had a cat, you know that's true. All right, time for another song.
Okay, I'm gonna do an original tune about oneness. This is called Our Place in the World. A mirror gives a reflection, another way of connection to our place in the world. Looking at what's been left behind, it's okay, there's more to find in our place in the world. Like water, when we're still like water, there's a reflection. We see us as we are. Underwater, the current is flowing with the deeper knowing of who we are. Believing separation isn't real. We're mirroring how we feel in our place in the world. Seeking to see myself in everyone. All beings are truly one and have a place in our world. Like water, be still as water, and in the reflection we see us as we are. Mirror what is flowing in the deeper knowing of who we truly are. Learning what we see is you and me, and each and every living being has a place in our world. Knowing what we see is you and me, and each and every living being has a place in our world. Has a place in our world.
Yes, we all have our place in the world. Sometimes the challenge is finding it. So I want to introduce our beloved, he's not a guest, he's family. And he's in person. And not everybody knew that. Surprise. For those of you online, I'm sorry if you didn't know that. And so, please give a warm welcome for Dr. Reverend Raymont Anderson.
Thank you, Jen. Woo. So how's everybody doing today? We do this every time I get here. You already know that the energy level has to be a little bit higher. Ready to try it again? How are you today? Okay, much better. Having just come off of Thanksgiving, we've got a lot to be thankful for, I would think, right? Okay, so referencing what Jen started us off with the idea of being open at the top, I want us to start with a reframe of an affirmation, okay? Oftentimes, we criticize ourselves for something or another, right? We'll say something about, I can't, I'm not, something, and we fill in the blank, something. I want you to bring to your mind something that you criticize yourself for, right? So whatever it is, bring it to your mind's eye. So just as an example, if I were to say, I'm not creative. Okay, whatever that is, bring it to you. Even if it's a physical feature, like if it's something about weight or hair growing out of your ears or like whatever it is, bring it. And then identify what the exact opposite of that thing is. So if I say, I'm not creative, the exact opposite is I am creative beyond measure. And then bring that affirmation to the forefront of your mind. And you don't have to say it out loud, but I want you to whisper it to yourself so you hear you affirming the truth about you, that you are that, whatever that is. And go. And then breathe. Oftentimes, we find it very challenging to anchor into the truth of our being. Because it's easy to look around in this world of effects. It's easy to go here or there or wake up and look out the window and it's raining and such and such, and we bemoan and we begroan the things of life. It's easy. And then when we get into this whole thing about spirituality, science of mind and spirit, it's easy to still anthropomorphize the divine. God's out there, over there. God is somewhere over the rain. God is somewhere other than that face that's looking at us when we look in the mirror. Today, we're talking about this idea of the soul of the octopus. What does an octopus have to do with science of mind and spirit? Well, let's start with, if I ask you, where is God? Everywhere. What is God? Everything. Everywhere and everything. That must include the octopus, right? Amen, right? Which is why in the CSL vision, I don't do a world that works for everyone. I do a world that works for all, because it has to work for the polar bears and the ice caps and the Amazon, and it's got to work for everything. Even the bumblebees, because what has science told us? That if the bumblebees were eliminated off the face of the planet today, we wouldn't be too far from. So it's got to work for everything and everyone. What was one of the last lines that Lynn and Jen sang in that song? There's a place in the world for, well, why is there a place for? Because that which the divine is is. So when Dr. Holmes says, remember that spirit exists always at the center of all form. It is forever expressing in and as tangible form. Have you ever had a friend or rewound. Have you ever been somewhere and you saw someone and you thought they were cool or interesting? And you're like, I want to get to know that person. And then you get to know them, and then you become friends, or you become something more than friends in certain instances. But there's something, right? There's something that drew you to that person. What is that thing? There's something that's ringing right now, right? But there's something that's giving, there's something that's giving you this inspiration to connect. And then as you get to know the person, you start to learn and share different things about them. Have you ever been a friend of someone that you started picking up traits or habits or speech patterns or something from them because you were around them so long? That's demonstrating a level of coherence and oneness, symbiosis. You can put any kind of word, supercalifragilistic, like we could put any kind of words to it, but it's speaking to our connection. So when it comes to this thing that's in the water, the octopus, our invitation is, well, what can we glean from the wisdom, the archetype of the octopus? Because if God is expressing as in and through all of us, then it's doing the same thing for that. So let's think of it this way. The octopus has been identified as, well, one, we know that they're excellent problem solvers, right? Like they've put octopi or octopuses into jars and closed the jar lid. And the octopus inside the jar unscrewed the lid from the inside and got out. Problem solvers. Do you criticize yourself and say that you are unable to solve problems? Engie and I were speaking before service began, and one of the concepts, the problems that is happening within New Thought is dwindling numbers of peoples showing up for service in churches and centers and mosques and synagogues across culture. And we are not collectively coming together as the mind of God, the wisdom of God, to solve the problem. Octopuses are also excellent users of tools. Did you know that if there's like shells and things at the seafloor, an octopus will grab some shells and make a shelter, or if something jumps out at it, it's like, ha, and it'll use a shell as a shield. And it's like little gladiators or something, like they're able to use tools for shelter, protection, etc. Are we using the tools that we have, whatever they may be? See, I don't know that Lynn and Jen, if they think of guitar as a tool, the little pear as a tool, the drum as a tool, but they are tools. Our cars are tools. This microphone is a tool. How are we using the various tools that we have to connect, to remember, to remind one another of our divinity and our oneness? What about the tool of your own voice? The tool of your wisdom and your creativity? The tool of your magnificence and your beauty? Are you also using that? Or are we so busy criticizing ourselves and playing small and playing lack and scarcity that we are denying ourselves the opportunity to show up as the magnificent beings we are as the divine? The octopus can become or use certain propulsions. The first time I saw a video of the octopus doing this whole little jetpack thing, it looked like the octopus was passing gas. I'm gonna just put that out there because that's what it looked like to me. I don't know that that's what it is, but it was funny nonetheless. But they jetpack in case they have to travel at a great speed to go somewhere. Now, what is that? How does Ray, are you telling us we should use our braking wind capacity? No, especially not now, no. But what I'm saying is there are times when, how are we moving through space? Do we move through space with ease and grace? Or do we just move to get from point A to point B? Right? Like there's a difference between moving. Sorry, Ivor and Nico. There's a difference between moving. I won't go too far. And that stop. Right? There's moving. And then there's a difference between moving. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should glide through the grocery store, but the concept is when you move, are you comfortable enough in your body to go from the living room to the dining room to the kitchen to the garden as the gracefulness of the universe? The entirety of creation moves as, once again, Ingy and I were conversing, the divine, that which is God, moves at its own pace. No matter, and as Jen said, if you ever had a cat, come on, Fluffy, Fluffy, come on, Fluffy, come on. What are you doing? Get out of the car, right? They're going to do what they want to do, whatever they want to do. The universe moves no matter how we try to yell at the rain. Stop it. Is the rain going to stop? Slower. Is it going to be like, oh, Reverend Faith said rain slower. So instead of a downpour, let's trickle. How long would it take for Lynn to scream at the guitar for it to play itself? Play itself. Play yourself. Now. We'd be here all day and a half. You cannot rush nature. It moves with its own ease and grace. Well, if we're the same thing, there's only how many life? There's only one life, and that life is God, and that life is fill in the blank, and that life is your life now. So whatever is true of that life, the one life, the divine, has to also be true of us. So instead of saying, I'm such a klutz, which says, God is a klutz. How about, occasionally I stumble but that doesn't mean that that's what I am. Sometimes it's what I do. Reframing how we show up. The octopus, it has a boneless body. Like it can squeeze through the tiniest of crevices. In other words, flexibility. How flexible are we to be able to move through life's circumstances? When Jen read the archives thing about Dr. Holmes saying open at the top, it was do not be rigid or dogmatic. Are we rigid or dogmatic in how we live our lives with family, with friends, with loved ones? With this thing called spiritual center? Are we rigid and dogmatic in how we think things have to be? What if that's part of the reason why we're dwindling in numbers? Just as an overall concept. Because what if we are so rigid in the idea that it's tithes? The only reason that my center works is because you tithe. Well, what happens if Stephanie says, I'm not going to tithe? Then I guess I got to close the doors. Well, what if we are flexible enough to say there's an infinite universe, though? Matter of fact, Joyce, next Saturday, do you have time? I want to go down to Rehoboth Beach and count the grains of sand on the beach. You got time? I think we can get it done in a day or maybe day and a half. No, not even close. So where we look, whether it's leaves on trees and stars in skies and apples across the face of the planet, and the number of species of cockroach shows great abundance in numbers. And yet we are rigid and dogmatic in how we live, move, and have our beingness. Lastly, the octopus is a master of disguise. Now, at first concept, you see them because they're great chameleons. They can camouflage. And the first concept that comes to my mind is, ooh, when do we camouflage? But then that comes across as non-life affirming. It's like, when do we hide ourselves versus... So for me, the concept of being a master of disguise, name Faith. Name someone who is a great, like you think of this person as a great actor, actress, like they stand out for you. Doesn't matter who it is. Even if we don't, anybody, because I'm putting Faith on the spot. I caught her off guard. Anybody, great actor, actress. Meryl Streep. Anybody else? Charlie Chaplin. One more then. Angela Bassett. Okay. One of the things that make these three names great and prolific performers is their ability to adapt to the role, their ability to master of disguise and take on the character. There is a character that is the truth of ourselves that we do not let show through, because we have become a master of disguise at, I am Raymont Anderson. I am 5'10". I am 185, 6, 7, 9. Thanksgiving, 189 pounds today. And I get stuck in, I am this skin, I am these teeth, I am what the doctor said I am, or have what the doctor said I have. I used to have a lot of hair. Now I have not as much nearly, because we won't talk about that. Like, we get caught into the identity. We think this is who and what we are, when in reality, we are so much more than this. But are we willing to master what it truly means to be the divine? One of the spiritual lessons from the octopus is intelligence and creativity. When do we embody the divine intelligence and creativity of the universe? Flexibility and adaptability. When do we show up as adaptability and flexibility in our own lives? Transformation and regeneration. Do we believe that just because something has been a certain way, that it has to always be that way? Or that it can be renewed, refreshed? Resilience. A couple of weeks ago, that was a bad word for me, because I ended up, so I have a psychiatrist and a therapist. Psychiatrist manages my meds, therapist manages whatever is going on during the week, whatever. And when I first met the psychiatrist, he asked a whole bunch of questions, because I never met this man. So he wanted to get to know me. He asked me a whole bunch of questions. And at the end of the asking of questions, I'm like, did I get the job? But at the end of the questions, he said, how are you still alive? And I was like, wait, what? What? He said, you have been through so many traumatic experiences that you shouldn't be able to function. And I said, Lynn, how do I answer him? Because I don't know how to answer that. He said, you are extremely resilient. Do you realize that? No, I guess I didn't. He said, yeah, no, I really want you to think about that, because I see a lot of people, and I give a lot of people medication and counsel a lot of people, and I've got people with 1, 2, 3 traumas, and you've got multiples. And you're able to not only function, but thrive. Where in our lives are we demonstrating resilience? Is this center we could talk about the other CSLs and other places and other places and stuff, but we don't talk about this one for the moment right now. Is because once again, Ingy and I had a long conversation. We were talking about when we were in the other building, right? And how many chairs were full. And Jen and I was talking the other day about how much food we used to eat. Yes. Are we resilient enough as a community to show up and show out so that we need a larger space, that this space has become far too small? Are we resilient enough for that? Or when we see empty chairs, do we see lack and scarcity and bemoan the emptiness versus the somethingness? Resilience, intuition and hidden depths, and multifaceted approach. When and how do you tap into your intuition? Or are you one of those folks? And men, we do this a lot. We surrender the intuition to the women. That's a woman thing. Men very rarely tap in and say, no. Intuition is the way the universe speaks to itself as me. So that means I have intuition as well. What does it feel like for you? Because for one person, intuition is the back of my neck gets warm, or I get butterflies in the left side of my stomach, or I know there's something. What is it for you? And how do you give yourself the space to strengthen it? When we come to hidden depths, how do you tap into the depth of which linguistic convenience, but the depth of realizing that all of you is God. All of you is the sacred, that it's not just in you. It is everything you are. It is the body. It is the mind. It is the spirit. It is your voice. It is your heartbeat. It is the blood circulating. It is all of that and so much more. So that when this is shed, what is our declaration of principle? The last one, number 12. We believe in our own spirit, our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. Are we living like we believe that? We believe in the immortality, the eternality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. Are we living this life as though we know that when this body is shed, the thing that makes Ray, the divine, that is using the name Raymont in this form at this time, that cannot die? That cannot, it cannot not be creative. It can't. It's not possible. Because the absolute is infinite, eternal, immortal. It is in all space to the degree that space is, that's linguistic convenience. That's like me saying, Lynn, where in your mind do you store songs? Like in your mind, if we could open your mind up and look, are there individual rooms and file cabinets in there where, like, we don't have a space in our mind. It's simply mind. It's simply mind. And all of it swirls through the vast consciousness that it is, which is why there are times when, I'm going to call on Faith again. I'm not asking you to say anything, but there are times when, we'll both get ready to say the same thing at the same time, or we both thinking the same thing at the same time. What does that? Because there is only one mind, and that mind is God, and that mind is infinite. It cannot be separated from itself, which means the mind that Faith uses and the mind that I use and the mind that we all use is the same one mind, which is how we can connect and communicate in ways that are beyond even words. So when we look at the octopus, we are looking at another expression of the divine that is saying, when you see me, do you see God reflecting back at you? Because we can do that with everything. What is the metaphysical lesson that a chair offers us? When was the last time you actually looked at a chair and said, what is the metaphysical lesson? Because that too is an expression of God. What is the chair symbolizing? Well, support. The universe is holding you up. The universe is supporting itself as you. Because we came in and we plopped down without thinking or saying, I wonder if it's going to hold me today. Because what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? What if it? Okay, I'm going to trust. So we have to employ trust to cooperate with the chair for it to do what it does. That's metaphysics. That's a divine lesson in what it means to work with and through and as the divine. It's all one thing, the thing itself. So how are we working in collaboration and cooperation and communication with all that God is, including what it is as us? Breathe. So it is. Hello, it's me again, and at this moment we will be doing a prayer. Let us breathe. When we breathe, and I am going to choose to begin at the end. I'm beginning at the amen, the ashe, the and so it is. Amen, that this divine gathering of beloved individualized expressions of God are a sacred and powerful and beautiful and creative and talented and flexible and adaptive and resilient and magnificent expression of God. Amen, that all of our needs are met. Amen, that whatever it is we bring to our mind's eye as the affirmation and declaration of who we are and how we choose to show up. Amen, that the law of mind receives the direct impress of that thought, of that word, and responds accordingly. Which means the breath is a prayer. Music, a prayer. The way we live, move, and have our beingness is a prayer. The very way that we show up is our amen. And so I breathe with great joy and gratitude, knowing that everything that we are, an expression of God, everything that we do, the universe expressing. Every hand that we hold, every thought that we think, it is all how God, the universe, source, and spirit, whatever name we choose to call it, it's how the thing itself is showing up around us, as us, working with us, as one another. This is all the divine expression of what it means to live our amen. And so it's with great joy and gratitude that I stand back and marvel at the magnificent way that we all dance and sing this thing called life. Magnificently and powerfully and lovingly. We are the very ones who create right now a world that works for all. And so it is.
Okay, I'm going to share. This is an original song with the water theme. It's called Diving. Diving, diving in, diving into the unknown. Deep water reservoirs, jumping in from where we are, diving into the unknown. Diving in, diving into the unknown. Rushing river to the sea, seeking who we want to be, diving into the unknown. The river pool is deep blue and aquifers hold ancient wisdom. The river bend says, turn ahead, jump in, feet first, you're fine. Feel you're free. Diving in, diving into the unknown. Listen to the river song, you've known it all along. Diving into the unknown. The river pool is deep blue and aquifers hold ancient wisdom. The river bend says, turn ahead, jump in, feet first, you're fine. Feel you're free. Stay open to knowing we are forever growing. The secret mysteries unfolding to us all. Diving in, diving into the unknown. Crystal water flowing free, steady as a part of me. Diving into the unknown. Diving into the unknown. Diving into the unknown.
Yes.
I love that song. Let's give Ray some more love. And Lynn. It is time for us to celebrate new people. So if you are a guest today, feel free to go to that table over there and fill out a visitor's card. We hope you won't be just a one-time visitor. You'll be a regular, and we can stay in touch with you that way. There's also a QR code if you're online that you can click on and fill that out online. Excuse me. So I just want to thank everyone for being here, whether you are new or have been with us a long time. It's so good to see all your shining faces. If you are online, please let us know how you found us in the chat and how we're doing. Announcements. So next week, we have our monthly Power of 8 Healing Circle after the service. That would be around 12:15. And that is in person and on Zoom. Also next week, I will be speaking and picking up some of the themes really from today with the renewal, the resilience. I think it's going to be an interesting journey. So please come and share it with me. On the 14th, we have the board meeting at 12:15. The holiday party, we announced a different date last week, but it has landed on the 21st of December. There will be a feast and a sing-along. Please bring a dish to share. And we always have so much fun at these feasts. We like to eat, we like to sing, we like to talk. It's a wonderful feeling to just hear the buzz in the room. You know, everybody's talking. So please be with us for the 21st.
And bring a friend.
And bring a friend. Good idea. Yes. And bring 2 friends. Bring your family. What the heck? All right. Moving into our offertory time. This is time for us to share our gifts, and I want you to know that your presence here is a gift. Truly. Truly a gift. And of course, we honor all gifts, all people donating their time, their service, their talents. And so join me in being grateful for this community. This is one place. I hope this is just one place where you are spiritually fed. But that is where we should be inspired to support. Where are we being spiritually fed? So there's lots of ways to donate. There's a basket on the table over there. There's another QR code that you can scan online. Also online at celebrationcenter.org. On our website, there's a give button that you can click on. And also on our website is our mailing address if you want to mail in a check. So please join me in our affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it's from this awareness of the infinite abundance of this universe that we relax into knowing that there is this fullness, as Nellie said last week, this great fullness, this fullness of life, this fullness of each of us expressing as the divine, this fullness of all those wonderful qualities of beauty and wonder and wisdom and light. The prosperity is just one piece of it. Expansive, giving, receiving, knowing who we are and how that serves us so well. Knowing this thing, spirit, this essence, this energy of life, this love, this peace, this joy, this connection. Just dropping into your heart space. Because we are so powerful with our mind that just focusing on the heart causes it, the electromagnetic field, to expand. Expanding to the point of bumping into your neighbor's field and blending fields and filling this room. and filling this building and going beyond into the neighborhood, this heart energy flowing, changing the landscape, washing over someone who isn't feeling well, allowing them to feel a little better just because we took a moment to connect with our heart, the divinity that lives right here. And so I am grateful for this time together here in the service, together after service when we share about life and ask each other how we are and find out who we are. Where we bless each other and even pray with each other and remember the grace that moves between us and through us and as us in this life. And so we bless all the gifts in whatever form they show up. We bless all the people sharing from their abundance. We bless all the prayer requests, knowing that they are powerful, expressed in form. That when we formulate that prayer in our mind, that's one level of energy. When we write it down, it's another level of energy. When someone prays with us, that is more powerful yet. Allowing someone to see the divinity of your life is a gift. And so I release these words and ideas into that universal law that says yes. And so it is. Okay, we have our closing song.
Great. I hope you will sing along with us. We're going to do Down in My Soul by Jan Garrett and J.D. Martin. And this is a call and response. So just sing along
And
with
stand
us.
if you like.
Yeah. I hear the music.
I hear the music
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I hear the music.
I hear the music
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I hear the music.
I hear the music
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. Each day's a new day.
Each day's a new day
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
Each day's a new day.
Each day's a new day
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
Each day's a new day.
Each day's a new day
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. I love the silence.
I love the silence
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I love the silence.
I love the silence
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I love the silence.
I love the silence
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. Yeah, the whole wide world is my home. Yeah, the whole wide world is my home.
Okay, closing affirmations. We are grateful for the mystery of other species.
We are grateful for the mystery of other species.
We are grateful for the mystery of the human species.
We are grateful for the mystery of the human species.
We are one with all life.
We are one with all life.
And in that awareness, possibilities expand.
In that awareness, possibilities expand.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you for being here.